we go, Moko's tier. There, our favorite Moko's figures. Hey guys, Luxqaer here. Sorry if I killed your ears at the end of the last episode. Moko's was just too much for the video, it seems. But anyway, this is part 3 of the KOS-MOS figure tier list discussion that I'm doing with Watte. If you haven't watched the first or previous part yet, I recommend you do so. We will obviously be covering the cursed KOS-MOS figure, along with other figures as well. But for now, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell for updates on when my videos are coming out. Without further ado, let's continue on to the cursed figures. But yeah, the next figures though, I'll be perfectly honest.
We need a new tier for it.
Okay, you know what? Yeah.
We need meme tier is what I wanted to ask for when looking at this. You gotta.
There we go, Moko's tier. There, our favorite Moko's figures. These are, like you said, about the episode 1v1 figure. This figure came with the limited edition for episode 2. And what came with it is a monstrosity, to say the least. Like, for real though.
Yeah, I mean,
like, a monster came out and possessed KOS-MOS' face just like that.
It's, I don't know what, I remember, oh, you know what, that's what it was. Okay, so in the back of KOS-MOS Fix, the KOS-MOS Fix book that just came out by Choco-san, in the back there's an interview about this figure, which I think is hilarious. And there's actually, I don't think it's in the book, but there was a posting of the actual what the figure was supposed to look like. It looks way better than what we got. Apparently there was an issue with manufacturing and they couldn't replicate the actual figure that was made, and that's how it ended up the way that it ended up, with like the weird face. But the original that like is owned by the person who made it, oh my gosh, it's pretty stunning. I'll see if I can find a picture of it for people, because I don't remember where I saw it and I wish I should have saved it somewhere. But yeah, this is due to mass manufacturing, and it was confirmed that it was like a manufacturing issue. But still, I love that it happened though.
Oh, for sure, like, yeah. It is a meme now.
Yeah.
Even outside of the Xeno series, this figure just became a meme and stuff. There actually has been, I've done a little research about like probably the worst faced figures called the monstrosity figures, and like that whole thing about it just came from this. The KOS-MOS face right here. This is just like, I am so glad this was made, because we wouldn't have gotten memes otherwise. It's even an emote in my Discord server too. If you guys want to join, hit me up.
Just to use that.
But yeah, these figures look just so funny. But regardless of what the face is, just as figures alone, they aren't anything special. Just like the V1 figure that came with the Xenosaga Episode 1 limited edition. Well, I guess the bike one kind of looks special because of the base on it, and the bike itself looks different than anything else.
The figures aren't great, but the bike is like fantastic.
Yeah, the bike is amazing. The bike is even better than the freaking figure that is on it itself. So I just think that is great.
It just makes me laugh.
Bike should probably be in S tier. Yeah, if just the bike was on here, it would be in freaking S tier.
Exactly.
If a bike like that was in real life, I would actually buy it. And I would drive around town just with the KOS-MOS bike saying, "Hey guys, what's up? Wanna jump in?"
A picture of just the bike. I didn't think about that. I could have just done the bike. And then we could just put the bike on this too. So funny.
Yeah, that would be great. Alright, anything else you want to say about the meme figures, Watte?
What can I say? I think I said it in the iceberg with the other guys when we did that Xeno iceberg. Don't look into her eyes, she'll steal your soul. I know all secret of the universe is inside those eyes, but it's not worth it. Just look and move on.
Right, that's all I can say though.
Just look into her eyes. You will be
Yep.
Anyways, let's get to our next figure, which is another Figuremeister figure.
Yes.
But this one is on V2 KOS-MOS.
Another swimsuit. But at least it's the only one of its kind, and at least it doesn't have like 50 colors to it.
I will be quite honest though, even though this is just yet another swimsuit figure,
It's better than the
it
others.
is way better than the V1 swimsuits.
Yeah.
It has a unique pose to it. It has some kind of sheen to it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a pearl? Like a glossy
Pearl.
pearlish type?
Yeah, it has a glossy pearl finish to it. I'll have to say, this looks nice. I'll be honest compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
The swimsuit, I would say, is more tasteful than the other ones. Of course, this is just there for fan service, but I say this is decent as a training figure alone. Not as good as the V1 pose over here.
Yeah.
I think this looks really nice, though. Maybe, like, right here would be good on the tier list.
Yeah. It's not bad at all. And as I said, I sort of, it's different because it doesn't have like so many variations. It's like, that's it. That's like the one. So it's definitely better than, you know, the multiple of the same.
Yeah, for sure. So the next one, I do not like these figures. When I was doing them for this tier list, it was way hard to tell them apart. I just cannot like... I will start with the gray one. The gray one looks really different. The only real difference is the hair color, and it reminds me a bit of Telos, like with the purplish looking body and the white hair.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Telos a little bit, and I find that pretty nice. I think the body itself is purple too.
Or sort of like Prototype KOS-MOS episode 1 with the gray hair. Sort of like that too.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
right. But the other ones, I can't.
It's eye color. It's eye color, literally.
Yeah, it's the only other difference there. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Okay, here's the thing about them. The hair color is the same for the most part, and like the pose is so basic looking. It's just KOS-MOS's arm just stretch out like, come over here. I just don't think that's what KOS-MOS, especially V2 KOS-MOS, should be. I just think these look awful.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to say about it. To me, they just don't look great. They just look They just don't look like an actual KOS-MOS to me, of what she is supposed to be like. And I know the training figures have different poses too for each of them. Obviously, the Senokami one should be different than the episode 1 one was. But do they really need to choose this pose for V2 KOS-MOS? Like, I am genuinely asking here, do they really need to show that?
I think, from what I remember, I think it's from the moment in episode 2 where they're making a turn around the stronghold, and like the gravity causes like Shion to fall, and she reaches out to grab Shion to like hold her whenever it's like she's falling in the Woglinde. So I think that's from the moment where she reaches out to grab her and she's holding her.
Yeah.
So I think that's what that's supposed to be. That's why they picked it, because that was probably one of the few iconic.
Yeah, the few iconic KOS-MOS things is just her arm
In episode
stretching
2.
out. Like, really, episode 2 is so great for that reason.
Yes.
But out of context,
Yeah, it's weird
it
if you have
doesn't look good. It doesn't look like anything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to any Xenosaga episode 2 fans that are disappointed of how I ranked this pose of KOS-MOS. But I just don't like it. I'm sorry.
It's fine. You don't have to. A lot of people don't like episode 2 in general. I personally do. I sort of love them all. I think they're all different in their own way. They give us the air and ground, which is Topple and Launch and Xenoblade. So I think, in my opinion, I feel like episode 2 has so many values of what later became in the Xenoblade series that a lot of people don't realize it. But it's you know, I understand, because it is controversial, and the style is completely different from episode 1 and 3. Like, they tried to make it more realism, you know, so like the models of the characters and stuff. Yeah, so I get it. So.
And this is like the only V2 KOS-MOS figures as well.
Yeah.
Besides the Mokos ones. Like, they
Yeah.
could have just done it so much better with these. I think I like the Mokos figures more than these figures to be, I'll be perfectly honest. I just don't understand these. I can't believe I am saying this, but these 4
Swimsuits?
freaking swimsuit train figure ones are slightly better
Oh my
than
gosh.
these 2. I'm sorry. That's how I
gosh.
feel about them. At least I put the gray hair one in front of them.
Yeah, that's one of the best.
I
that best
redeemed
series.
myself because
Yeah,
of it.
that's one of the best series ones, the one with the wild colors. So I understand that one. Yeah.
But from a pretty awful trading figure to what I consider one of the best trading figures. What is this actually? Is this some sort of design for KOS-MOS that hasn't been released or something like that?
It did get released, but we don't have both colors on the tier list for some reason. I would throw them both up in A, but for one specific reason. So this is from Xenosaga: A Missing Year.
Oh yeah,
Missing
that's
Year
right.
was a webisode series that was available on a Japanese website. It was the size of the resolution, because this is back in the day, everybody, it was like 320 by like 240. It was like intensely small. So as the years went on, people had saved the Flash files because it was back when Flash was like a thing. It was an interactive novel. And like people blew up the resolution and stuff, and they tried to translate it. And currently we're on a project, a mission to redo the whole entire thing. I'm on a group that we've announced that we've been doing that. Progress is
it's
the
really
art,
great.
the update, everything looks really fantastic. But it's only really high because it's rare. Like it's the only time, and we actually used it as reference shots to redo the art that we're doing on the project, because the original color, you can actually see 360 degrees and like the logos and on her arms and everything. It's extremely detailed, and it's probably the only time you get to see that outfit is in this figure in a 360 degree, because everything in Missing Year is 2D and you don't get to see the whole entire angle. So it's a very rare figure in just the sense of like there's no other Missing Year style. And so I think it's like a 2.5 is what they call the actual version, but a lot of people call it like the temporal body version. And it's really weird because it's a combination of like 3 or 4 styles. Yeah, it's got version 4, the chest area's got like the cloth, the abdominal section has like episode 1 on it. Like there's like multiple pieces. So they were transitioning her to another version, and she had to be called on to help Yuli Mizrahi, and there's like a whole thing about Gnosis terrorism if you guys look into that part of the game. And essentially they had to get her out of maintenance early to help with the situation, so that's why she doesn't look complete. But it's probably, I think it's one of the cooler ones just because you don't get to see that design ever anywhere else other than that 2D webisode series. I think it's like 6 episodes or something.
Yeah, for a trading figure, this is, and you said this is incredibly rare. I like this figure just in general as just a rare figure. I like how it is just articulated too. The pose is really nice. The stand looks different than the other ones because it looks like she is floating on this one, right?
Yeah, the colors of the stands actually designate the set they belong to. So like there's blue stands for one set, clear is another, and black is the third. So they're all like color coded by like the series they're from, like the trading figure series.
Yeah, I can't say enough good about this. I like how the hair looks too. This little ahoge or something here on top, or ahegio or something like that. I think that's what it's called.
No, ahoge is right.
Ahoge is right. Yeah, I like the cloth on it as well. Yeah, as a trading figure, I think this is fantastic. I like it a lot, and I'm glad this was made. Especially because of your project for Xenosaga and Missing Year redo. So yeah, I like this a lot. So I can't wait to see more of that project, especially. So keep me updated on that, Watte.
Me too.
The next one is the second Kotobukiya figure of KOS-MOS V4.
Man, the box on that is so beautiful. The version 4 box, like it's like got like metallic and like it's shimmery and stuff. Like the box is so beautiful. It just sits on my shelf because it's also apparently one that's harder to work on. I've only done Siren. Like I bought several Kotobukiya kits and like I was building them and I just haven't finished. And it looks really nice. It's lighter. The hair's lighter. There's the coating, the extra coating edition. I don't know, because I feel like it's only slightly darker. So like they're both versions look like pretty much the same. So I mean, maybe the weapons, like, do you see how that's completely silver? How there's no yellow and everything? That's the difference between the two editions. One has actual like yellow and black on it, like the Gatling gun, but the weapons on the other version don't have the same coloration apparently.
Yeah,
see?
they're actually
yeah.
different.
There's one's
So,
colored.
what was the one you got? Was it the one with the yellow?
I have both.
Oh, you got both of them.
It's the same color. The box is the same. The only difference on the box is there's text on it that says extra coating edition on the bottom. But the box is literally like the same. It's just denoted. And I think if you look at like the barcode, the SKU is different. The store SKU like on the barcode is different too. But I mean, they're literally the same figure. The only difference is the coloration and weapons and sort of the shading on her, like her clothing, but the hair is like the same color. But I mean, if you get either or, it's not a big deal. Like they're essentially the same thing, but like, you know, it's harder to tell because
this looks awesome though. Yeah.
It's harder to tell though because like when you're buying from a seller, you have to have the UPC on the boxes because like there's no the older versions. What happens is like in Japan specifically, they have it in their kits, right? When you get the kits, there's like a reorder card where you can order specific runners or specific parts. Like let's say you broke your gun and you just want to order the gun parts, you can do that. But what happens is some stores save the boxes, they reorder the runners, and then they re-put in the runners back into the box and they sell it as a full complete, like if they get a trade-in or this or that. But the problem when they do that is that sometimes they don't order the right thing and like the kit, like they mix like these two kit pieces together. So like you always have to, it sucks because you always have to check them. So like I don't think you could find like a sealed one technically in this day and age because people have to open to check to see, are the weapons the same? If you're trying to get both versions because they're older. So like that would be the only caveat on this I would mention is you just have to check when you get them.
But otherwise, is there any other Kotobukiya nonsense about this? Like any pieces you have to glue on and stuff and use sandpaper to make this?
On the picture you have right there on the arm, those little black pieces go up a little, like on the there. Those pieces have to be glued on, like they're detached. And there's like a lot of things you have to glue. The Erdekaiser piece on her leg, that golden piece, snaps so easy because it's only connected by that little black triangle thingy. So that breaks. So like it's very fragile, I've heard. But I mean, other than that, I mean that's
typical Kotobukiya nonsense.
It's just like your standard.
Yep. But yeah, I say this is a really decent and articulated figure for Kotobukiya. Probably one of their best Senno series figures by far. It's got its Kotobukiya nonsense, but like, it's alright in general, so I would like to own one of these KOS-MOS model kits one of these days. I don't know if I want the Kotobukiya or Max Factory one we will get to later, but just, I really do like that one. Let's finally get to the only KOS-MOS figures I have, actually, and that's the swimsuit alter figures. Okay, they range in quality for one. Pretty substantially depending on what swimsuit you own. Like the Telos figure, for example, I'd probably say it's like a low A tier figure. As terms of articulation and fan service stuff in general, the outside of the box looks really cool for the Telos one, like very different than the other ones. Like it talks about the story of episode 3 a little bit more, like the beginning of the game. Like the stand, but this is the figure that I mentioned earlier that has a broken heel on it. I have yet to super glue it, though. I should do that one of these days, but I like how it articulates a little bit more, so.
The Telos variation is actually the rarest of them, and it's going up hella amount of money in the price. Because it was like an alternate color exclusive for a website. I'd have to look up which website it is, but it's same thing with the orange, both the orange and the black, but the black Telos variation was like way less in print, so having one I would say would be just good enough because I think they're running like maybe 250, 300 and they're going up just used. So like it's just way harder to find that coloration.
Yeah, I am glad I got this when I did, especially. And with the orange and the blue swimsuit figures, I think they are pretty decent. But like, yeah, they are both better than the training figures. Just good articulation. I think I might like the orange one a bit better, but like both of them are better articulated just as KOS-MOS figures. I like how it has those buns too. I think in the KOS-MOS Fix book, they have a version of KOS-MOS with swimsuits, and I think they have buns on them as well, I believe. Do you have anything to say about these figures, Watte?
I think these are better than the trading like if I had to choose, right, like which ones they made, I feel like that the color variation wise this makes more sense than just the coloration of the swimsuit, because I feel like, okay, there's a Telos version, there's like a KOS-MOS version, there's like I feel like those types of variations are okay. The trading figure, there's too minute, like those sort of feel like filler slots, you know what I mean? Like they just sort of did them to fill slots to put out a trading figure set.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, these I definitely like better. Yeah, nothing much to say, you know. There's a knife on her leg that she uses in episode 3.
Oh yeah, I remember the knife. Yeah,
that's about it.
Pretty cool. But you have to tape it on her hip. There's like no kind of holder or anything.
There's like a little band around the leg. There should be like a little band piece, but it doesn't stay together very well.
Yeah, there is a band there, but like I said, you have to tape it on there. Is not like nothing to hold the knife on.
Yeah, you just.
But maybe when I put it all together, I will try to find that band and put the knife on there. So, all right, our next one is this another training figure?
No, it's actually, how big is that? Probably the same as the altar figure size, maybe a little taller. It's from HappyNet. So HappyNet, it was an exclusive sale. HappyNet, HappyNet, for anybody looking it up. It also has issues with discoloration. Like the one that I have on display, I've had for a long time, so it's like bluish, purplish hair. But it's actually a really tall. It's pretty tall, and it comes with a dragon tooth. The dragon tooth, the saber. Yeah, and it comes with like the pistol and everything. So it comes with accessories and stuff, but it was like exclusive sale, and it's not too expensive, but it's hard to find. It's a little weird, like especially with like Xenosaga figures. Like there's like the expensive ones, right? But then there's like the less expensive, but they're rarer. It's really weird. Like so like you can find, if you can find this, like then you know it's not expensive. But that's the thing that's weird about it, is like if you can find it. So it's like, I don't understand that. You would think usually rarity equates with like money, like the rarer it is, the more expensive. But like the price usually stays fairly low, even internationally, but it's hard to find. So
that is really strange. Never heard a figure be like that where it's really rare, but $100 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, it's only 40 actually. It's
40?
Yeah,
Jesus,
it's like 40
Christ.
bucks.
Okay.
And it's like hard to find. So like I don't know, and I think it's probably because of the discoloration issue, because it comes in a package that's 360 degrees that has like windows on the sides, but like the edges are like cardboard, but the window's yellow too, because I think it's like something with like rice paper or something. They use something like a different material in Japan, but it yellows and it causes the hair to change color too. So I think it's hard because like maybe that's why it's rare, because like it doesn't keep well. The only one that I have that kept well, the only reason why it kept well was because I had it packed away. Like I said, I wrapped them in tissue paper, all the figures, to keep from fading, and the windows are still white and clear. But if you don't do that, like most people who have them out in shops and stuff, so like Saga figures are really hard to get, not because of availability necessarily sometimes, but just because of quality wise. Like if you're trying to find one that's like it was when it was released, if it wasn't stored properly, and that's any figure, it's just hard. And that's why it's taking me so many years over the years to get the kind of figures that I have, is because it's not that you can't find them. Like some of the trading figures and stuff you can find, but to find full sets or to find a specific one, or to, you know,
right,
it's just
harder.
That's when it becomes difficult. Yeah. But yeah, it's really inexpensive. It's just hard to find. I don't know. It's weird.
So going over the figure itself, I think it's just a decent pose, not anything really spectacular. The stand is just a typical black stand. Actually, the stand looks pretty big though, just looking at it.
It's sort of really too big in my opinion. Like it feels like she's just like standing on this big black pedestal.
Too big.
I should have done the dragon tooth pose. Like you can repose it and change it, but there's no joints. So like the pose is basically, yeah, there's no joints.
Oh, that sucks.
So it's pretty much like a statue, but like you pull it off and you put the dragon tooth on it. Like it looks really good with the dragon tooth. The pistol, it doesn't look as impressive. It just sort of like she's just like holding it, but like there's no joints. So yeah, it's basically a statue. I think the only thing that moves is like her head, and that's pretty much it. So.
Right. I say this would be an A tier figure if everything was articulated correctly. Like, the stand is just too big. Just like you said about the joint for the dragon tooth, it's just not there. It would look awesome if you were to just put it on there. And like you said about the discoloration issue, this one kind of hits it even more so. Like, how it is rare and inexpensive to even find, so... yeah, just because of that, it is just a decent figure in general, so... Alright everyone, I think I'm going to end the video here. Tune in next week for the final part of the KOS-MOS figure tier list. We've come a long way, and it's going to be ending all of it off next week. And if you haven't done so already, hit that notification bell to stay updated on my weekly Xeno series content. Also, don't forget to check out Watte's content, whether it's his Discord server, Twitch or YouTube channel, or just anything related to him in general. I will also post his link in the description down below. I would also like to thank Daniel from Evernight Studio and Good Vibes Gaming for providing me with this awesome animated intro. Definitely check out what he does in the link in the description box below. Also, how would you rank the KOS-MOS figures so far? Let me know down in the comments below. Until next time, everyone, see you on the other side!